Hello there folks, and welcome to RRTV and tonight's coverage of the Star Mazda Australian Championship. We're broadcasting to you live tonight from Brands Hatch, and in the commentary box is my co-commentator Trent Thomas. Hi Trent, how are you going tonight?
G'day Bernie, I'm well thank you, and yourself?
Yeah, really well thanks. I'm getting over this dreaded cold thing and looking forward to tonight's race. I understand we have a field of about 41 tonight.
I think we've got 41 cars made to split for tonight, so it's the single split for tonight's round. We're definitely going to have a full track on our hands tonight.
Yeah, and Brands Hatch is always action-packed, so it's going to be very exciting here with such a big turnout, which is fantastic. And it sounds like you've had a few people help you through the week with backing the series?
Yes, definitely. I wanted to give a shout out to David Pegler and Joseph Falcamara. I hope I pronounced that properly, Joseph. Both those guys have given sizable donations towards the running of this series in the past week, so a big shout out to both those two drivers. Thank you very much.
Yeah, fantastic. So thanks guys for backing such a great series, and as you can see tonight, it's well worth backing with 41 drivers out there tonight. So it should be quite exciting. So what I understand at the moment is they're going through their final qualifying. At the moment, we'll tell you where the standings are once they start completing a lap. So how many laps do they have for qualifying?
They have 4 laps of qualifying that they have to complete within 10 minutes, and that means they actually have to cross the finish line at the end of their 4th lap within that 10 minutes, or their final lap won't count. So the pressure is definitely on to try and get their laps done as quickly as they can in this session.
Yeah, so the first person to complete their first lap is James Keane. He's set a 1:37.507 and has got provisional pole, but based on the practice times we can expect that time to come right down into around about the 1:22s, I'm thinking.
Their practice times are, I think, the high to mid 1:20s. Don't think the weather's very kind to the cars this week. I know there is a lot of push in the cars as well, so definitely watch a bit of understeer. And having said that, yeah, you're right, Bernie. We've got a pole time at the moment of a 1:22.9 set by Justin Strickland.
And it's really close out there. Daniel Benefield set the 1:23.092, jumped up into pole, but then he was pushed out by Justin Strickland, Dean O'Brien, and now Aaron Lee jumps to the provisional pole with a 1:22.676.
Now Marcelo Rivera's jumped to the top now with a 1:22.587. Rivera did have the quickest time heading into the session tonight in the previous qualifying session, so we'll see whether or not he can back up his lap for this session.
Yeah, well, the pressure's on. We can see Marcelo now slowing down after his fast lap, but the top 10 at the moment are Marcelo Rivera in provisional pole, Aaron Lee second, third Justin Strickland, fourth Dean O'Brien, fifth James Keane, sixth Daniel Benefield, seventh Leighton Fine, eighth Dylan Francis, ninth Matthew Nethercote, and rounding out our top 10 is Ashley Thomas.
We've got Michael Schreier's way down in 17th at the moment, so I don't know whether he just didn't have a very good first lap, so he'll be one to keep an eye on moving up towards the pointy end, towards the end of the session.
Yeah, well, he's coming across now to complete his second flying lap, and he jumps up to 9th position with a 1:23.223.
Yeah, it's still quite a way off Rivera's pole time at the moment, so he's still got a bit of work to do to Australia, but I think he struggled a little bit the last few races with qualifying, but he seems to come really strong and has really good results in the races.
Yeah, well, with there's a total of 37 drivers out there at the moment, so I think getting as far up into this grid position as they can is going to be imperative, especially around Brands Hatch tonight. We've seen previous races here and it can be quite action-packed around this tricky track.
There's such a large field. Australia's normal pit strategy where he'll remove himself from a group of cars to get an early stop won't necessarily work here with this many cars, because if he pits early it could put him right in the back of all that traffic, which is really not going to help him at all.
Yeah, well, Michael's down in 12th at the moment. He's coming around now to complete his third flying lap, and we'll see if he can improve on his 12th position here. Really, to get in the top 4 he's going to have to be in the 122s at this stage.
It looks like he must have had off track on that lap, because that lap didn't count. So yeah, he's definitely got his work to cut out for him now. This is his final lap.
Yeah, he's definitely under a lot of pressure there, and having a look at the moment, Aaron Lee, he's on to his final qualifying lap now, and his last time was a 122.676, but his last lap also wasn't counted. Marcelo Rivera has finished 3 laps, and he's coming around. Where is he? I'm just trying to catch. He's just starting his final lap now.
We've got James Keynes now moved into provisional pole with a 22.530. So it's pretty close times at the top 3 there.
Certainly is. Now James has finished. He's done his 4 flying laps, so that's as well as he's going to go. Now it's just waiting to see how his teammate Marcelo Rivera goes. Aaron Lee, Matt Nethercote is also in the top 4 at the moment, and we know Justin Strickland's pretty quick as well.
Yeah, Justin is quick. He's only fairly new to the series, and we actually had an oval race in the Star Mazda last night. Just a bit of a fun race, and Justin took the win for that round last night as well.
Fantastic, and it sounds like that was a lot of fun. And Aaron Lee's now finished his 4th lap in qualifying. He could not improve on 3rd position. So at the moment we've got James Keen on pole, but now Marcelo's coming around. Can he better James's time of a 122.530? We'll find out in his tick of the clock.
Yeah, no, he hasn't been able to beat him. 22.8 for that lap for Rivera.
So Matthew Nethercote still sitting in the pits at the moment. He looks like he's not coming out. Justin Strickland's not out there. Mark Rayner's finished. Dean O'Brien's finished. Leighton Fine's in the pits. And it looks like Michael Schreier has aborted his final lap, so he couldn't improve on 13th at the moment. So that's quite surprising.
Yeah, it is. I don't know whether he's struggling with the push in the car, like I spoke about earlier. Like there is a lot of understeer this week in this setup with this track.
Yeah, so it looks like also Justin Strickland's finished. The best he could do was 5th position at the moment. So Michael Schreier's out there now, but I think he's run out of laps by the looks of it.
Yeah, it looks like he's on lap 5 now, so his 4 laps qualifying are over. So yeah, he definitely won't be able to improve his time.
So we've got quite a few guys sitting in the pits at the moment that have only done 3 laps. So I'm not sure if they're going to actually come out to complete their 4 laps, or if they're decided that's as good as they're going to get.
The way that iRacing scored their laps, once you sort of are on a lap, that's it, that's that lap done. So if they've counted as doing 3 laps and they've perhaps crashed, that's it, they pretty much can't come out again, because their out lap will be classed as their 4th lap.
And the 2 guys that haven't put in any laps at the moment is Phil Gadd and Benjamin Smith. So surprised Benjamin hasn't gone out and turned any laps yet, because we know he's quite quick. But having a look at the moment, folks, at our top 10 as they stand, we've got James Keen with a 122.530, followed by his teammate Marcelo Rivera in 2nd, Aaron Lee 3rd, Matthew Nethercote 4th, Justin Strickland is 5th, Mark Rayner 6th, 7th Dean O'Brien, 8th Leighton Fine, 9th Aaron Osborne, and rounding out the top 10 is Ashley Thomas. So it looks like qualifying's over and the guys are starting to grid up, so let's go through the full grid. This will take a bit of time. Oh dear, where are we? Keane on pole, followed by Rivera second. Lee is starting from third position. Fourth is Nethercote. Strickland is out of fifth tonight. Sixth, Rayner. O'Brien seventh. 8th, Fine. Osborne 9th. 10th is Ashley Thomas. Daniel Benefield out of 11th. Simone Galley 12th. Schreier down there in 13th. 14th, Dylan Francis. Paul Mansell out of 15. 16, Shepherd. 17, Ericsson. 18, Goodman. Kiss out of 19. Robertson out of 20th. Burden 21st. Jellings 22nd. 23rd, Arnold. 24th is Tajavera, 25th is Sean Watts, Darley Jr. out of 26th, Jones out of 27th, 28th is Brown, Kramer 29th, 30th is Pallett, 31st is O'Brien, 32nd Esply, Falcamada out of 33rd, 34th Gary Gorgio, and rounding out 35 is Darren Lesu, followed by Benjamin Smith and Phil Gadd in position 37.
So it's interesting those two must have chosen not to set a time so they could start at the back of the grid. So I think Phil Gadd is a bit of a newcomer, but Benjamin Smith maybe is just setting himself up for a bit of a charge for the field.
Yeah, I'd expect Benjamin to be diving straight into the pits as early as he can so he can get some free laps, but he's just got to keep out of trouble, doesn't he, for that first lap?
Yeah, definitely, which could be hard to do with this field this size.
Oh, it certainly can. And the revs are rising now, folks, so we'll be underway now. So James Keane takes the lead with Marcelo Rivera. Marcelo's got a fantastic jump there and taking first. Aaron Lee's going on the outside of Keane but sets into third position at the moment. Justin Strickland in fourth position, followed by Matthew Nethercote fifth, sixth. Mark Rayner, we've got them settling in nicely there. Leighton Fine 8th. It's looking like a pretty good start at the moment there, Trent.
Yeah, I think it's been pretty clean so far. I think there's a bit of contact further in the back of the field, but I haven't been able to find where that was. Benjamin
Smith, as we've got eyes on him now, he's up into 27th. He's trying to make a move on Chris Pellett. And looks like they're both from Evolution Racing here. Side by side they go. Who's going to get this? Pellet's not going to give it easily. And Benjamin Smith goes through up to 26th position. But at the moment up front we have Marcelo Rivera followed by James Keane, the two Evolution Racing Australia drivers. Aaron Lee sitting in third, closely followed by Strickland in fourth, and Matthew Nethercote is in fifth. Mark Rayner still coming under a bit of pressure here from Leighton Fine. Looks like Leighton's going through, and the next person is Aaron Osborne. He's looking quite racy out there as he's moving on the back of Mark Rayner now.
Yeah, and just noting that Benjamin Smith made up 11 spots on that first lap. He started 36 and he's currently in 25th position.
Yeah, he's doing a great job here. He's already on the back of Paul Tajavara here, and he'll be looking at getting through this field as quickly as he can, and with 27 laps to go he's going to have to push if he has any hope of catching the leaders up front.
I'm surprised he didn't come into the pits that lap to get himself out of the traffic and get some clear air. He's far enough back in the field that he could pit and come out in some pretty clear air at the moment, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether he does choose to stay out or he will pit early.
Yeah, I would have thought, we've got a couple cars into the fence back there, Trent. I'm not sure who that was at the moment, and we'll jump back to that. James Keane just set a fastest lap of a 1:22.576, and it doesn't look like Benjamin's coming into the pits yet.
There's Chris Pellett, car number 86, who's sitting on the side of the track there.
So just jump back to this replay and see if we can see what's happened here to Chris. Yeah, he's just got the wheel off in the grass there. There was no contact with anyone else, but he's gone heavily into that fence there, and he's got severe suspension damage down that left-hand side of his car.
Yeah, it was good that he sat there and waited for the field to go past before he started moving, so he didn't endanger any other cars by coming back on track with a damaged vehicle.
Yeah, that's right, and I'm just trying to get my overlay working, and it's not going to play, so I'm going to have to reset, I think. Okay, sorry about that, folks. It's my cable got caught in the keyboard, believe it or not, but at the moment Marcelo Rivera out front, James Keane second, starting to challenge here. Third, Aaron Lee. Fourth is Justin Strickland. These four have got a pretty clean break. Back to Leighton Fine, who's just passed Matt Nethercote. So Leighton's up into fifth position. At the moment, Daniel Benefield, he's sitting down in 10th, and Michael Schreier has moved up into 9th. So no doubt these two guys will be looking at getting up through that field quickly. Benjamin Smith now up to 22nd position, so that's 3 positions in a lap.
Yeah, as he gets closer to the front, he's going to start hitting the faster guys, so the positions are going to be a heck of a lot harder to make up.
Yeah, that's for sure, and it's going to be interesting to see what sort of a strategy these guys play out tonight. I guess it's going to be a one-stopper tonight, is that correct, Trent?
Yeah, we should only see the one stop tonight. It'll be interesting because of the amount of push that we have, whether any of the guys will choose to take front tyres in their stop. The fuel limitation should be about a 10-second stop as every week, which is about the same time it will take to change 2 tyres. So that's something to keep an eye on, see whether or not any of the guys pit. And actually, I think Michael Schreier is just coming into the pits now.
Yeah, so our first stopper will be Michael Schreier here. As he comes down, we'll keep an eye on his time, but out front at the moment, Marcelo Rivera, followed by James Keane in second position. Aaron Lee still in third, Justin Strickland fourth. So these four have pretty much settled down at this point.
Schreier's just exiting the pits now. It seems like a pretty long stop. He actually had a bit of front wing damage in that stop, so his quick repair will now be used up. And yeah, we'll see whether or not that wing damage was holding him back at all previously.
Yeah, well, that was a really slow stop. We've actually had 4 guys in now. The fastest at the moment, Dean O'Brien, did an 8.8 second stop. Simon Eriksson, 10.6 second stop. Greg Robertson, 13.3 seconds for his stop, and Michael Schreier, quite a slow 15.2 seconds.
Yeah, it's very un-Schreier like that pit stop. He's usually the best in and out of the pits, and he's usually quite quick as well.
Yeah, that's right. He's normally a master with this pit strategy, isn't he? So it doesn't look like the race is going Schreier's way at this stage of the race, but it's all definitely going Marcelo's way here as he continues to take the lead.
Well, it looks like Schreier's got a fair bit of empty track in front of him, so hopefully that plays out for him and he can just settle into his rhythm and just punch out the solid times.
Yeah, and Daniel Benefield down here in 9th didn't follow him in. So it looks like he's quite happy sitting there in 9th at the moment. Benjamin Smith though, Benjamin Smith just had a hit. There's 2 cars, he's flipped it. There's another car on the roof. There's probably about 8 cars involved in a huge accident down here. Trent?
I'll have to see what happened there.
It was a real mess, and Smith's car is absolutely trashed, and I can't see him getting that back to the pits.
Just going back to have a look at it myself. Looks like there's a slower car involved. And it's just sort of a comedy of errors pretty much, and just one led into another. It was a very unfortunate accident.
Yeah, it certainly was. It was just concertina, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely was. It was just the way that they just sort of kept touching, and then just sort of all let go at once.
Yeah, and the car trying to avoid Smith there had damage anyway, so there's nothing he could do. And oh boy, that's how many cars on their roof? At least 4 to 5 have rolled in that incident. The 15 looks like the luckiest. He's threaded his way through. The 19's in trouble, and just trying to get the other numbers that are involved in that.
37.
Yeah, so the names I've got here, it looks like we've had Craig Jones involved, Dylan Shepherd, Ben Darley Jr., Joseph Falcomata, Matthew Nethercote and Paul Mansell. Looking at our top 5 at the moment, folks, Marcelo Rivera is in the lead. James Keen's now looking on the outside as they come through to complete lap 7, and Aaron Lee still sitting back in 3rd. 4th, Justin Strickland. Leighton Fine is in 5th and trying to close that gap. 6th is Matt Nethercote. 7th, Aaron Osborne. Daniel Benefield sitting back there in 8th with a lot of work to do. Dylan Shepherd. So it looks like Dylan wasn't involved in that accident because his car's looking nice and straight in 9th. Mark Rayner rounds out our top 10.
It's hard to keep track of who was in that. There was about 6 or 7 cars involved in all that, and a lot of them, yeah, they probably didn't need to be involved, but it was just one of those things that there's an accident in front of you, nowhere to go, and yeah, not your fault, but nothing you can do about it at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's right. And these cars are pretty quick, so looking at real time, there's not a lot of reaction time you've got when things go a bit nasty. The number 64 of Sean Watts in 19th, he's running around there with front wing damage and putting in, his last time was a 124.727. So I guess front end wing damage wouldn't be affect these drivers, I'm assuming, on Brands Hatch Trent.
I'm not sure. As I said, there's a lot of push on this track, so I'm not sure whether or not having less downforce will affect that even more. So it certainly wouldn't be fun, I would imagine, having front end damage.
Yeah, well, it definitely doesn't seem to be slowing him down too much there, but our leaders at the moment, they're in the 122.876s, and we've got another guy in the pits now. We've got TJ Brown is taking service, as well as the number 4. I'm just seeing who's that.
Number 4 would be Josh Burden. He was involved with that accident earlier on, so he must have pitted already, perhaps, and he used his free repair, so his car must be pretty badly damaged to be in the pits that long.
Yeah, well, he's come up on my screen with that long number, which means he's not generally taking service at this time, but TJ Brown's time was a 12.7 second. Chris Pellet's also stopped with a 12.6. So, and Craig Jones, well, we know he had a lot of damage, didn't he? So his stop was a 29.2. So that sounds like he's probably taken 4 tyres with a stop that long.
Yeah, either that or he's copped a penalty coming into the pit lane, possibly too quick. That usually gives you about a 15-second penalty, so that probably adds up about that 10-second stop with a 15-second penalty.
Okay, so out front we've still got the top four here. They're just holding station really. Marcelo in the lead, followed by James Keane second. Aaron Lee trying to close that gap on James Keane now, and it looks like he's got a pretty good run here. Just having a look on the inside, as we can see here. But really, that's you'd have to be a brave man to try to go too wide through there. Either that or a bit stupid. But he's dropped back now into third, as we can see him coming. Don't even know the name of these corners anymore.
Yeah, I've forgotten myself, to be honest. But just on that back straight back there's actually a pretty strong tailwind down that straight, so it'll be interesting whether there are any passes into that corner, if you can get into the slipstream and get a powerful enough toe to get by.
Yeah, well, I think if you're going to make a move there, you're going to have to want to be well beside the car, like right beside them, for them to back off, because I don't think too wide will really fit through there. But Justin Strickland now has closed in a bit on Aaron, so we'll keep an eye on him as the race progresses.
Yeah, Marcelo did have a moment a couple of laps ago. Now there was a car coming out of the pit lane just as he was coming into turn one. He actually ran wide. James Keane did get alongside him and almost passed him, but Rivera did well to hold on to that first position.
And Dean O'Brien's now moved up into 16th. He just passed Sean Watts. David Arnold in 18th there is starting to close in as well. So we know Sean does have front wing damage, so maybe that is affecting him. Michael Schreier at the moment sitting back there in 19th position. Looking at his lap times, he's lapping in the 1:22.942s, so we can expect him to jump up as Sean Watts now bangs wheels with trying to see who that car was. Might have been Andy O'Brien.
Yeah, I think so. That car was blinking a little bit too in that previous corner.
David Arnold side by side with Andy O'Brien. David's looking at making it. Schreier's on the inside of Arnold. He's taken 2 positions there. Great move. So that brings Schreier up to 17th.
Very hard to make a pass through there, so Schreier's on the charge now.
Oh, he certainly is. He passed those guys like they're standing still. Now David Arnold dives into the pits to take service here, so we'll see how his time goes. It looks like James Keane. I'm just seeing where's James. Oh, James has some severe damage here. He's in huge trouble. Down in 12th with a lot of damage to his rear suspension, Trent.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. He's, it must have happened before that. I'm just trying to rewind and have a quick look at what happened.
Yeah, he's into the fence, unfortunately, so I think he's going to have to get a quick tow. We'll just have a look at these replays.
I was into turn 2 by the looks of it.
Yeah, we've got Aaron Lee on the inside. Oh, yeah, Aaron was on the inside, and he's just come together there with James. James started to turn in, and unfortunately that's put him into the fence.
Yeah, it's quite a violent reaction there. It's quite weird that the car just veered off that way. I don't think contact like that really should send the car off that violently, so it'll be interesting to see how the race stewards see that contact.
Yeah, that's right, and we're going to jump on board with James, and we'll just have a look at this from the driver's perspective. So yeah, he was coming in, and unfortunately when he turned in, Aaron was there, and yeah, that was quite a violent impact.
It looks like a little bit of netcode there too, by the looks of it. Yeah, I had a look from Aaron's cockpit, and it didn't even seem like they really made contact there, so it was quite a weird one.
Yeah, it certainly is, but at the moment Aaron Lee is in the lead. I'm looking for Marcelo. Marcelo has taken service with an 11.6 second stop, so now Aaron Lee's reacting to him, so we'll keep an eye on where he comes out compared with Marcelo here. So at the moment we've got Justin Strickland in the lead, Dylan Shepherd second, still waiting to stop, Mark Rayner third, fourth Ashley Thomas, Marcelo's now coming around onto the straight. Where's Aaron? Aaron's still in the pits.
He's just exiting now. Looks like he's got part. Oh no.
Looks like Marcelo's...
That was a long stop.
Yeah, that was very strange. It's 27.3 seconds. So he either got a penalty or he's thrown tyres on, but that's put him all the way down into 14th position at this stage.
Yeah, it's a definite shame. Aaron, he's a quick guy. He's always challenging for podiums racing every week. So it's definitely a shame that happened to him, that long stop.
Yeah, that's right. And with 15 laps to go, he's sitting in 14th. I think that's pretty much his race done as far as the podium goes tonight. Justin Strickland's now diving in the pits. So he'll hand the lead over to Dylan Shepherd at the moment, with Mark Rayner straight behind him. And fourth is Ashley Thomas. Then we've got David Jellings, Andrew Kiss, Leighton Fine is the first of our pit stoppers, so he will no doubt take the lead back once the other guys stop for service.
That's interesting that he's in front of Rivera, so yeah, that's quite good. Yeah,
well, he's got a good 2-second gap back to Rivera. Leighton's time, though, was a 13.3 for pits. Marcelo's was 11.6, so he's pretty much done that all out on the track.
On track, and Strickland's finished his stop, and he's actually out in front of Fine, so let's put Marcelo Rivera effectively into third, although Aaron Osborne looks to have jumped Rivera as well, so I don't know whether something must have happened to Rivera on his in-lap or his out-lap.
Yeah, we can see here Justin Strickland now with Leighton Fine right on his tail there. Aaron Osborne is in this as well at the moment. And then further back we can see Marcelo with front end wing damage, so that could explain something there.
Yeah, he must have had a bit of a moment at some point after his stop, by the looks of it, because those guys are quite a fair distance ahead of him.
Yeah, we'll have a look, see if we can get a replay of that, but with front wing damage we'll keep an eye on his times just to see how he's going compared to the other guys here. So Justin Strickland now takes the lead as the other guys pit. Leighton Fine second, third Aaron Osborne, fourth Marcelo with wing damage, and fifth is Matthew Nethercote right behind him at this stage.
And Rivera's outside of the draft of this top three as well, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not he can catch these guys. If they keep it clean and just mind their own business, they might be able to keep that gap. The last thing they want to do is fight amongst themselves and let Rivera come and join them in their battle, and potentially one of them could lose their podium position.
So I'm just having a look back to see if we can find what did happen to Marcelo, and there's nothing really out of the ordinary, so he's pretty much had contact somewhere since his pit stop. Looks like
just saw Aaron leave the pits again. I don't know, he's made a second stop.
Yeah, he has. He stopped for another 8.2 seconds. He's way down in 20th here and trying to get around some of the slower traffic. The guy in front of him at the moment The number 34 has really bad wing damage, but it's making it difficult for Aaron here.
That's certainly going to hurt his championship position as well. I think he was up there in the top 5, so he'll be definitely take a hit from this race.
Yeah, sorry, that's Dylan Shepherd, I think, trying to get past that car. But yeah, this is going to really hurt Lee's championship standings, that's for sure. But at the moment, Leighton Fine's coming under a lot of pressure here by Aaron Osborne and Justin Strickland, too wide as they come through the big sweeper there, whatever we call that. That's how pro we are tonight, folks. Marcelo Rivera is in 4th at the moment.
I've just gone back and had a look at what happened to Rivera. And it looks like he's made an error coming out of pit lane, and he's actually, he's looped it on his way out and smashed into the wall. So, a bit of an embarrassing mistake for him there. That was on lap 13. He's catching up to the back of these guys though, so a podium isn't out of the question for him tonight. We got Michael Strayer, who's actually leading the championship at the moment. Rivera is in 2nd place, so those two drivers are at the top. Strayer's currently in 10th position. Rivera's in 4th.
Yeah, so it's looking good at the moment as far as points go for Rivera here, but no doubt he'll want to get up higher. Daniel Benefield was the car that was severely damaged. He's in the pits at the moment trying to get that car repaired, but it looks like he's out of fast repairs there. So Leighton Fine first, Justin Strickland and Aaron Osborne having a great battle here for 2nd position.
It's good to see Aaron up there actually. He's sort of threatened, he's always thereabouts, so it's good to see him actually up in a podium position at the moment.
Yeah, and he's looking quite strong too, isn't he?
Yeah, he definitely is. I think yeah, he's quite good on this track, I think.
You can just see under brakes how much he closes up on Justin there, and yeah, he's looking quite strong.
The gap stayed pretty stagnant to Rivera behind, so it's interesting to see whether Rivera and Nethercote, they're probably the only two that can really get up there and challenge for the podiums at this stage. I think Shepherd back in 6th place, probably a bit far behind. He's got his teammate Dean O'Brien right behind him.
Yeah, well, there's 9/10 of a second at the moment from Aaron Osborne back to Marcelo. It's, you know, toing and froing, but it's getting up there to a 2nd at the moment. Now, Matthew Nethercote's trying to hang on to Marcelo here, but he's not sure if he's going to be in a position to make a move in the next 10 laps.
We've got Schreier now, has just gotten past Dean O'Brien. He's moved into 7th position, I think that puts him now. So, all good points for Schreier, and he's coming home strong in the second half of the race.
Yeah, he certainly is, and I'm just having a look at our retirements at the moment. We've had Ben Darley Jr.'s retired, Simon Gelly, Josh Burden, Ben Smith, Phil Gadd's retired, Daniel Benefield looks like he's in trouble at the moment, and so does Paul Tajavara.
It's good to see James King got that car repaired and he's back out there. He's a lap down, but at least he's out there circulating. He'll get himself some points.
Yeah, that's right. The main thing is really just to finish, isn't it? Because I think with 9 laps to go, there's going to be a few more retirements based on what we've seen so far.
Yeah, you definitely could make up a few spots. Plus, it's important to actually finish the race, because if you are not qualified as a finisher, you don't score any points at all. So if you can try and at least finish, get some points, it'll least go towards your points tally for the season.
Yeah, exactly right. But, at the moment, Leighton Fines has got the lead. Justin Strickland second, Aaron Osborne third. Where's Marcelo? Marcelo is, what's the gap? 1.4 seconds, so he's actually dropping back at the moment, and Matthew Nethercote's starting to catch up, so maybe that's a front wing damage causing him some difficulty there.
It could be, and yeah, these leaders are just starting to catch lap cars now, so this is going to be quite interesting for these guys to get through here.
Yeah, and it looks like we had one lapped car do a bit of a spin there coming into turn one, and I'm just having a look, I think that might have been Darren Lesu.
Yeah, certainly not making it easy for Leighton to get through this field, so let's put Justin Strickland right on the back of Fine's tail here.
Yeah, well, I guess, and he's look at the strength of that draft as he comes in to look on the outside. He's just filling up Fine's mirrors at the moment.
Yeah, the draft down that back straight is quite strong with that tailwind. You get the car in front of you cutting the air for you, plus you're getting a push from the wind behind you.
And it's quite a tricky track, isn't it, Brands Hatch? I know a lot of guys don't like it, but I also know a lot of guys love it.
I have to admit, it's not one of my favourites, that's for sure. But yeah, I think a lot of drivers do like the undulation and the rolling sort of sense and flowing nature of the circuit.
Yeah, and there's a lot of blind cameras here. We're actually going to do a lap with Justin Strickland now, folks, just so you can see how unsighted, from the driver's perspective, a lot of these corners are.
Especially around this part of the circuit. There's some real blind corners around here. You've got to have absolute faith and just throw it in.
Yeah, exactly. That corner we just went through there, a lot of the time, I know as a driver I rely on instinct or muscle memory to know when to turn in for that, to make that corner.
Yeah, because you just cannot see the apex at all. You won't even really see it until you're about halfway through that corner. So it's quite daunting, quite a while. It takes you a while to get used to it, quite a few practice laps. Once you do, yeah, it's actually a pretty good feeling, just throwing in and knowing that you'll get through.
Yeah, it still takes a bit of faith from my point of view though, but yeah, you can see there Justin got a bit balked by a back marker there, and that's cost him a bit of time here.
Yeah, it has. He's actually been on the radio. He doesn't seem too happy with what happened. He wasn't aggressive or anything. He was just asking the question as to why that driver happened to take that particular line.
Yeah, well, it's getting down to the pointy end here. Those top four can't afford to lose any time to back markers here. We can see Marcelo now getting through. So is Matt Nethercote. Michael Schreier, fantastic drive up to 6th. So he's looking really strong, only 10.9 seconds behind the leader at this stage.
Yeah, once again, Australia's done another good racing job. He didn't qualify so well, so to come back through, and he couldn't use his pit stop magic, so he's done all this on track as well, which is another strong performance.
Yeah, that's right. It's really impressive when you see how far he's come through the field. And at the moment, though, Leighton Fine's got a good lead now over Justin Strickland. 1.5 seconds the gap's pulled out to there. And 1.4 seconds further back is Aaron Osborne. So the top three are pretty much spread right out now. So we've still got Marcelo in fourth, and he's coming under increased pressure now by Matt Nethercote here in fifth position. And then, of course, we've got Michael Schreier. That gap he's got to make now is around about 5.3 seconds to fifth position at this stage.
Yeah, I don't think he's got enough laps left to be able to make that gap.
No, last lap he made 0.6 of a second on Matt Nethercote there, but so I don't think he's going to quite breach that with 5 laps to go. But still, that's a fantastic drive.
He's certainly pushing. Just on board his car now, watching him throw it into these corners. He's been driving really aggressively, but he's keeping it on the track and clean.
Yeah, and he's not wasting any time, is he, trying to get past these back markers here? So you can see we'll just stay on board with Michael here as he passes this back marker.
Hopefully he gets the draft down this straight and you get the pass done before he gets to the next corner.
It looks like Matt Nethercote's also passed Marcelo Rivera here, moving him up into fourth position. Yeah, he didn't get that draft, did he?
No, I think he was too far back. He had a bit of a understeer in the previous corner, which didn't allow him to get off the corner as well as what he would have liked. He's very strong through this series of corners. As you see, he throws it up the inside here, coming into this left-hander coming up. No, he's too far back.
Yeah, I think he'll be throwing it up here. Oh, look at how much he closes on the 27 here.
Hopefully that car backs out of it and just gives him the corner. And he has, so move done.
Yeah, well, he's got Dylan Shepherd right on his exhaust pipe here, and this is for sixth position here. So we know both of these drivers are extremely fast.
And we know Dylan likes to race. He's definitely a racer at heart. If he sees a gap, he will go for it.
Certainly will, and he's closing in on Michael. So I sense a challenge for position coming on here.
The other gap to look at is Rivera to Schreier. That's down to almost 2 seconds, so it'll be interesting to see whether he can get him by the end of the race.
Oh, I think he will. He's that gap is 1.2 seconds now. I think Marcelo's in real trouble with that wing, and Michael and Dylan are closing in on him extremely quickly.
I've just on board with Rivera. He's fuel saving.
Really? Well,
he's clutching it through these corners, so if we jump on board with him, you might be able to pick that up.
Schreier's too wide now, taking Marcelo as we jump on board with Marcelo here, and we'll just listen for some fuel saving. I think he's out of fuel, you know.
He must be very close if he's having to dip the clutch for that long and to go as slow as he has. He's 4 or 5 seconds off the pace.
Oh yeah, he's backing it right off through those corners, so he's in real trouble as far as fuel goes, I think.
Yeah, what he's doing is quite difficult because drivers tend to use the sound of the engine, knowing what gear they're in, to know what sort of speed they're taking through the corner. So to not have that reference for speed is quite difficult to do.
Yeah, well, he's got Mark Rayner closing in on him at a big rate, and looking at Marcelo's times, he's down to the 1:27s in this fuel saving. So the way he's going to drop right down, possibly out of the top 10.
Yeah, he's on the radio warning drivers that he's driving slow, so as these guys come up to get him, he's letting them know to make the pass because he doesn't want to be a hazard to them.
Yeah, that's good. Good call there. And we've got looks like a redback car there. I'm not sure who that is in the wall, but we'll stay with Marcelo here as Dylan Francis closes in the quick beds entry. So Marcelo's down to 9th. That leaves David Jellings. There's David right on Marcelo. So Marcelo's now 10th position. But this last lap, folks, we are looking at our leader, Leighton Fine in first position, followed by Justin Strickland. Third, Aaron Osborne. Matt Nethercoats up to 4th. Michael Schreier 5th, with Dylan Shepherd very close behind in 6th position at this stage. So we can see now Leighton Fine coming around to up to the final corner for round 7 of the Star Mazda Australian Championship at Brands Hatch. It's looking good for the Mad Cow driver.
It's good to see his luck turn around. He gets involved sometimes with some other cars, not none of his fault. So it's good to see him convert a result.
Yeah, fantastic. So we can see Matt Nethercoats cross for 4th. Side by side, Dylan Shepherd, Michael Schreier. Dylan Shepherd just got that, so I think that was close.
Yeah, my timing says that he got that by 0.3 of a second, I think.
So are they teammates? And look at this, Marcelo looks like he has run out of fuel. Yeah, he's definitely run out of fuel here, just trying to limp it home, and he's dropping. Oh, this is a shame. He's right down, and now he's out of petrol completely. Can he get it home? That's the question.
Yeah, he's coming around the final corner. He's going to want to finish this lap.
Yeah, he's limping it. He's just got to get it over this hill, and he should be able to pretty much roll it home, which he does, but this is terrible. He's down to 19th now. He'll be lucky to hang on to 20th at this stage. So I'm trying to see where the finish line is.
He's almost there now. He's almost there.
So we can see... There we go.
Wow.
That was close. But he finished down in 18th position, so unfortunately he didn't take quite enough fuel to get him home.
That's a real shame. That's going to really hurt his championship again. He was making up ground on Schreier in the championship, and yeah, another unfortunate result for him there.
Yeah, that's right. It's hard to say. Just trying to look at what his pit stop was. He did an 11.6, which is on the money with what most of the other guys have done, but that doesn't mean he's taken enough fuel, because he's probably thrown enough tyres on and missed out by a couple of litres there.
Yeah, it's quite unusual. The times are about the same.
Yeah, so having a look at our complete finishing order here, folks. Leighton Fine takes out round 7 of the Star Mazda Australian Championship, followed by Justin Strickland in 2nd. Aaron Osborne comes home in 3rd position. Matt Nethercoat 4th. 5th, Dylan Shepherd. 6th, Michael Schreier. 7th, Mark Rayner. 8th, Dylan Francis. David Jellings finishes 9th, and 10th is Dean O'Brien. 11th is Simon Eriksson. 12th, Andrew Kiss. 13th, Greg Robertson. TJ Brown comes home in 14th. Aaron Lee home in 15th. 16th was Sean Watt. 17th, David Arnold. Andy O'Brien finished in 18th. Chris Pellett 19th. Marcelo Rivera in 20th and out of fuel. Ashley Thomas 21st. Craig Jones 22nd. Brock Kramer 23rd. James Keane 24th. Mark Espley 25th. Joseph Falcamada 26th, 27th was Gary Gorgio, and Scott Goodman home in 28th. 7 laps down and 29th was Paul Mansell. Darren Lesu home in 30th. 31st, these are our DNFs now. Daniel Benefield did not finish. Paul Tajavara, Ben Darley, Simone Gelly, Ben Smith, Josh Burden and Phil Gadd round out our field of 37. So it looks like we have a few drivers in the green room down there, so we might bring up Daniel and just see what happened with his race tonight. Hi Daniel, welcome to RRTV's commentary box. We notice you're in all sorts of trouble out there tonight. Can you tell us what happened?
Well, obviously Dylan Shepherd's primary way of overtaking is by hitting you up the back until you get out of his way. I think it happened on 5 occasions in about 1.5 laps. So yeah, that's how it got damaged originally, and then just went downhill from there. I'll take responsibility for my minor accident with Mark, which ended my race. I'll put my hand up for that one, but yeah.
So can you tell us what lap you got that damage?
It would have been lap 15. I was quicker than Dylan, had a run, so I went past into turn 7, which was doable. I was on his inside, he outdrove the corner, went off the track. I didn't push him off at all. And then turn 8, on the exit he decided to hit me, which was the first one, and then he got me another 4 times over the next lap and a bit.
Oh, that's no good. That's definitely not what you want in one of these races. We're just having a look here at the replay to see if we can pick that up, but apart from that, did you have any sort of fun out there tonight at all?
Oh, I mean, it was pretty good. Off the early on when we were all really close. Qualifying was really tight, and the racing straight off was really close as well. I managed to find some clear track, but then I pitted end of lap 10 because I was being held up a bit. Took front tyres, which helped. Came out in front of Dean and Shoya and all that, so I knew I made a net gain. As such, it would have been good to finish it off there, but well.
Yeah, so apart from this race, we know you're doing Formula 1 at the moment with Apex Racing. How's that campaign going for you?
Yeah, well, so far this season I'm leading the championship. Probably won't get as many races as I want to though. This week with the 24-hour this weekend, so yeah, probably won't do as many races. Probably only get 1 or 2 in. So hopefully I just get a decent bag of points for this week, and then focus on the rest of the season.
Yeah, fair enough. And Trent, did you have any questions for Daniel while we got him up here?
No, I think you've asked all the questions, other than the obligatory question of whether he wants to thank his sponsors.
I got a list actually of because I'm also doing the Australian Sports Car Pro-Am series that Matt Zimmerman's running. I need the list of sponsors, so I actually can get them all now. So obviously the Academy is overall with Alex and Apex Racing, Leo Bodner, Sim Steering, GT Omega, Semputers.co.uk and Precision Sim Engineering.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for popping in, Daniel, and hopefully we'll see you in a couple of races soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep running. I know Watkins is next week. I do like Watkins a bit, but sort of all my more favourite tracks were all earlier on.
Oh, well, it happens, I guess. Anyway, Daniel, thanks for popping in. We'll catch you later, mate.
Thank you.
So, Trent, we'll bring Dylan up, and I might let you have a chat with Dylan.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, sorry, I don't want to throw you in the deep end, but do you want to have a chat with him, or should I?
Yeah, you bring him up and I'll ask him for his side of the story on what we just heard there. Okay, Dylan, welcome to the RRTV commentary box. Bit of an eventful race for you there. Noticed some interesting finish there between yourself and Stray at the end there. Could you describe what happened at the end there?
Oh yeah, that was a weird ending actually. I didn't expect him to do that to me. I think when he was behind me, I was doing personal best, and I was just like, yeah, he's way too quick. Like he's all over the back of me, and I was just thinking he's going for the title. I'm not. I'm going to give him the spot, and yeah, I just gave him an easy move, and like beforehand, I just said, look, take the right, and he went past me, and he's on the chat going, you didn't have to do that, Dylan. I'm like, and I just kept quiet, kept racing, and I just stayed behind him the whole time. Ended up gaining a bit on the leaders and just having a really good race, and then yeah, last corner he just slows down, so I slowed down, and then it was whoever lost to line one, I think, and yeah, so yeah, he's been a good mate of mine from when I used to drive at Synergy, and yeah, it's good to see that the camaraderie is still between the two of us, and yeah, it's good to see.
It's good to see him. Obviously, he's a racer at heart, much like yourself, so he wanted to earn that spot. He didn't feel that he earned it, so he obviously wanted to repay that favour, and yeah, gave you that position back, which says a lot for both of you guys, I think.
Yeah, look, Michael was one of the best guys I know on this simulator. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet on here, and he looked after me and Dean when we used to drive us in Synergy, and he continues to be a good mate for us, and yeah, we're always having close racing. We've never had any dramas, and yeah, I hope that it just stays like that for a long time, because yeah, it's just awesome.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the nicer guys on the sim service. We just had Daniel Benefield up here talking about his race and a few altercations that you guys have. Do you have any recollection of what happened between you guys, and yeah, your version of what happened between you with some contact?
Oh look, yeah, it's a bit of a two-way street really. I guess he has his side, I have my side. I don't know, I don't feel too strongly against him or anything, or like, I don't, like, at the same time I definitely don't agree with what he was saying. It was just a hard race. I don't know, I caught him from a bit before the pit stops. I think I had a bit more pace. I just had a bit of a bad quali. I was 4/10 off what I did in the pre-qual, so I was trying to charge through, and yeah, he likes to block a lot. I think that's just the hard racer he is, and that's fine. Yeah, everyone does what they want. Yeah, look, I think because I don't know, I held him around the outside, around them two corners out of the back straight, and yeah, and then he kept trying to do silly moves, and then when he did get in front of me, he was blocking all over the track, and yeah, I did give him a few bit of love taps, but that was out of frustration to say, look, I'm still here, you can't just move all around the track. And yeah, so coming into that turn 2, I pretended to go up the inside for a second because I knew he'd go for the block, because it's pretty predictable when you race people like that. So I went back to the outside and almost just took an around the outside move on him, which he didn't give too much room there, and there was a bit of like side by side tap, which is really bad at all. But yeah, then the next corner, I went probably the latest I've ever had on the brakes on the outside, and yeah, he still came flying up the inside, all wheels smoked, and yeah, ended up spinning himself and unfortunately taking out another driver that was having an awesome race. So it's a bit unfortunate to have these things happen, but I guess that's racing, and we'll see what the officials have to say about who's right and who's wrong in that situation.
Yeah, true. I did go back and have a look at it, and there's definitely, obviously you could see you were getting frustrated. He was seemed to be blocking a little bit, not super aggressively, but definitely defending his line. And yeah, it's just unfortunate that contact happened a few of the times. I think from what I saw, it looks like sometimes his speed was a bit unexpected for yourself, and you may have just caught him mid-corner, and there's a few taps here and there, so it's unfortunate that the race ended the way it did, but yeah, congratulations to yourself. Come home with another top 10, so it was a good result for yourself, or top 5 actually.
Yeah, top 5 from a terrible 16th qualifying, so I guess that says a little bit about the pace I had. I definitely wasn't as quick as the guys ahead. They were just on rails compared to me, so I was happy to get what I was. I think my strategy just worked, which it rarely happens, but I think tonight I just might have got it right. I didn't gain too much, but it just put me in front of the people I wanted to be in front of. So yeah, happy with how it went, and yeah, it's good to just having fun. I'm not focused on a title. I'm just focused on having a good race with everybody because I love the series, and yeah, it seems to be going that way. And yeah, hopefully can come back for a championship next season or something.
Yeah, it definitely is. Pass you over to Bernie if you have any questions for Dylan.
No questions from me. Just the usual. Do you want to give a shout out to your sponsors tonight, Dylan?
Oh yeah, big shout out to GTI Strings. They came on board with us a few weeks ago, but haven't really had the chance to give them a call out over the broadcast. So yeah, big shout out to GTI. They've come on board with us, hooked us up a little bit, and yeah, it's given me a bit of confidence in my pedals. So yeah, I'm loving it, and thanks for the help. And again, TPR Engineering for all their support and Custom Image as well. So yeah, thanks guys.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming up to have a chat with us, Dylan, and congratulations on your 5th position tonight. It was a fantastic drive.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for broadcasting again.
Okay, Trent, our last person for interview tonight's Marcelo, so we'll bring him up and find out what happened at that pit stop, I think.
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting to find out.
And he didn't even have...
Sorry, Marcelo. Welcome to RRTV's commentary box, and we noticed you were fuel saving pretty hard there and unfortunately ran out of fuel. Can you take us back to what happened on that first stop of yours?
Oh yeah, it was a good race up until then, unfortunately. Well, I was in the lead coming into the pits, and I think there was an incident between James and someone else, and it gave me like a 1 second gap at the front, and with the slipstream I knew that they'd catch right back up to me, so with that 1 second gap I thought I'd pit while I had it, and then hopefully maybe jump them even further and maybe get out of that slipstream when they do the stop as well. But well, it was the first time I'd ever got wheel spin off a standing start in this car, and it put me in the wall, unfortunately.
Yeah, we heard that. We didn't actually catch it on camera, which was I'm going to have to definitely try to dig that up. But we noticed with your stop you did an 11.6 second stop, and which was about the norm. But was that mainly tyres? And it looked like you must have short filled. Considering how much you were struggling to get to the end tonight.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I took my teammate's word, Ben Smith, on the fuel calculations. Even though he didn't do the race, he gave me the number of 8 litres needed to be filled up at the stop. So I just went conservative and put 10 litres, and it was really short for some reason. I was really surprised, and yeah, as soon as I realised that, I was having to fuel save quite dramatically, as you saw.
Yeah, we definitely did see that, and it looked like you just run out with probably half a lap to go, and we weren't sure if you were going to get to the end, but fortunately you did manage to limp over the line.
Yeah, I only just managed to go all over the finish line, thank God, at the end there. But the engine actually turned off right as I crossed the start-finish line, so after that there was definitely going to be no more power after that.
Yeah, so I'll just hand you over to Trent and see if he's got any questions for you.
No questions from me. Yeah, it certainly gave us something interesting to watch there for those last few laps. Definitely caught us by surprise, you having to fuel save as much as you did. But yeah, at least you did get to finish, so unfortunately it's sort of hurt you a little bit in the points again. Shreya was having a bit of a not so good race for quite a bit of that race. It looked like you were going to make up some points in the championship, so that sort of hurt you now a little bit coming through. But I guess with drop rounds, you've pretty much probably used your 2 drop rounds now moving forward.
Yeah, I think I have had a couple poor results now, so just I like to put the pressure on myself maybe a bit too much, eh?
Well, you certainly did that last year when you had that internet dropout on the second last round last season to make sure that it came down to the last race, and unfortunately Australia walked away with the title after that one. So yeah, hopefully you can get back up there and you can challenge for the title again this season. It looks like it's between Australia and yourself again, but we do have more antagonists this season with Dean O'Brien and Aaron Lee up there fighting for podiums and stuff as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot harder this year, and yeah, I certainly haven't made it easy for myself with the coming rounds, because I think there's still a fair few rounds to go, and yeah, I can't really afford any more mistakes like tonight.
Definitely not moving forward. Yeah, we've got 5 races left now, so yeah, pressure's definitely on you. So good luck for the rest of the season, and do you want to have a shout out to your sponsors before you go?
Yeah, hopefully all goes well. Cheers, guys. Yeah, just thanks to Demidov and Brenton and just the team for working together and really helping each other out with the whole development of not just one series, but all the ones that we're involved with. Yeah, they do a really good job. Cheers, guys.
Thank you. Before we wrap up, Bernie, do you want to bring out race control just to run through some quick penalties before we go?
Yeah, definitely. We'll bring Scott Connors up and Matt Wilkins as well. Hi Scott and Matt, welcome to RRTV's commentary box. We just wanted to see if there are any penalties handed out during that race today.
I don't think there was during the race. We tried to issue one drive-through to Mark SBF, I can't pronounce his name, but for some reason he did not receive the private messages. So, and then there's another incident where we'll have to do a post-race penalty, which would be with Daniel Benefield and Dylan Shepherd. Penalty going to Dylan. I mean, not Dylan, sorry, Daniel.
Make up your mind, guys. Yeah, so overall it was a fairly clean race then tonight.
Other than a majority of the field blocking on occasion, most drivers did at least once or twice. We could have to be going through, that makes sense, we could have to go through the replay of the race to see some drivers doing some blocking, and if we should be giving them post-race penalties. Not sure about that at the moment, but yeah.
Sorry, was that lap cars you're talking about, or cars actually
no,
position?
Bit of both. Not sure. It's a bit hard to watch who's lapped and who's not while we're doing it, going through the field constantly, but there possibly was some lapped cars doing it as well. I think it was one of the GMT racing cars blocking the leader at one point, going to turn 1. I did see that, but yeah, we'll have to go through the whole race, I think, for that.
Yeah, I think just whole driving standards was down tonight, which is a bit disappointing. There was a lot of very poor driving out there. I'm sure you would have catched a lot of it. As Matt said, there's a lot of incidents. I think we have to go back and have a look at, which is always fun. We love doing that stuff, don't we? But on a serious note, yeah, it just don't know what was going on. I think 41 cars are in a small track. I think it was really bound to happen. It always happens on small tight tracks like this when you have such a big field. So we'll just take it on the chin and just deal with everyone and go on to next week.
Yeah, I did see a notice. There was a fair bit of radio chatter throughout that race, just with people not abusing others, but obviously just sort of making their concerns known about certain actions from certain drivers. So yeah, like I said, I think there was a little bit of a reduction in driving standards tonight, but as you've also touched on, with the field the size that we've got on a small track, there's probably always bound to be some sort of instances. It's quite a hard track to pass on as well, so yeah, all in all, hopefully you guys won't be kept too busy with the post-race stuff. Bernie, is there any other questions you had for these guys before we wrap up?
No, none at all. It's just well done on doing race control again tonight. You guys do an outstanding job as always, and hopefully you enjoyed the race a fair bit tonight.
I just want to add the point of any drivers that are involved in the series. It's a word of warning that we've had some more inappropriate language used in the server tonight, and I think we'll be dealing with that during the week as well.
Yeah, I think we'll post on the forums, because I think we've already had to warn these drivers participating once about for swearing and using not nice language, and it's just not needed at all.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. We don't want that sort of abusive language in a family-oriented type e-sport, do we? So, yeah, I saw that post earlier on in the week, and, you know, it's good to let all those drivers know they're on notice and to clean up their act. So, anyway, guys, looking at our open wheeler racing, we have OzSmack this Sunday afternoon, straight after the Australian-New Zealand Skip Barber Championship. Now, we'll be broadcasting the Australian Skip Barber Championship at 12:45 live, and that will be followed straight afterwards with the Open Star Mazda Australian Championship open wheeler race. Unfortunately, we don't have the F1s this weekend, but we do have the SEK Queensland GT Series on Sunday night. So if you love your GT3s, guys, definitely tune in. But as always, if you like our broadcast, just let your friends and family know and press that like button, and if there's anything you think we can do to improve it, leave a nice comment and I will take that feedback on board. But anyway, Trent, before we wrap up, do we have a drive of the night?
I knew you'd ask this, and I knew I wouldn't be ready. I guess I'll probably have to go with Michael Schreier tonight. Started 13th, worked his way up to 6th, but also Dylan Shepard would probably be in there as well. He started 16th and moved his way up to 5th, so he definitely had a good race. There was a few big movers during the race too. I'd just like to mention David Jellings started 22nd, finished 9th. Got TJ Brown started 28th, finished 14th. Sean Watts 25th up to 16th. So yeah, there's a few big movers during that race, but it'd have to be between Schreier or Shepard, I think.
Yeah, I'd probably be giving it to Schreier at this point in time. He just did a fantastic, strong run and pretty much stayed out of trouble all night, so that would be my vote. What about race control? Did you guys want to throw in any drive of the night mentions?
I think definitely Schreier, because I believe he actually let Dylan Shepard go by on the last lap when Michael is fighting for a championship, and so I think that shows a lot of sportsmanship from Michael as last season's championship winner, and you can really tell why he's at the top of this series. And I definitely Michael, and just say well done to him, because I think he's never ever had an issue with him and a lot of drivers, and it's good to have those people in series like that, and I wish more people would be like that.
Yeah, I'll just keep it short and agree with Scott.
Fantastic. Well, anyway, folks, thanks for watching RRTV. We hope to catch you again this Sunday afternoon for the Australian New Zealand Skip Barber Championship. On behalf of Scott Connors, Matt Wilkins and Trent Thomas, I'm Bernie Weemers, and thanks for watching us. Good night.